Twisters wasn't going to have to do a whole lot to come across as a serviceable summer film. Nail the special effects, get some sympathetic characters in there, and the movie basically pays for itself. So I'm not entirely surprised that Minari director Lee Isaac Chung gets the job done. There are some terrific edge-of-your-seat special effects work done in this movie to showcase the speed and the power of the tornadoes as well as their devastation. There are numerous things here that Chung gets right, from the eerie calm before the storm, the characters gripping on for dear life as the tornado tries to rip them away, and characters getting sucked up into the sky. That always holds a special thrill too. And the alive characters aren't so bad either. You got Daisy Edgar Jones playing Kate. She's another storm chaser with no relation to Bill Paxton or the Helen Hunt characters, other than that her team have a tornado measuring instrument named Dorothy as well. Now, maybe this has something to do with maybe people thought the last film, the characters were maybe a little bit too flimsy because they were just thrill seekers. This time, the movie tries to fix that by making Kate giving Kate more of a nobler cause. But she may have a way to actually kill tornadoes. Granted, there have probably been leaps in this field over the last 30 years, but this just kind of comes across as goofy, weird science, and the movie tries its best to stay away from getting too bogged down into it. Instead, the movie takes us to Oklahoma, where a bunch of tornadoes are wreaking havoc and a bunch of storm chaser teams are converging to take advantage. One of those is Tyler Owens, played by Glenn Powell, a social influencer whose main goal here seems to be to get close enough to shoot fireworks into the tornado for views. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Powell maybe being the next big movie star, and just to the way he manages to make this character seem less like a raving jackass and more like a boisterous cowboy with a laid-back kind of southern charm of Matthew McConaughey, it's enough to make you think that maybe he might be on the right track here. Edgar Jones, she has the less fun role, playing a character trying to come to terms with a traumatic past, but she and Powell finding common ground is enough to kind of hold the character-driven portions of this movie together, even as this movie really does get bogged down in certain things. Like, there's some science talk that gets really kind of boring, and there's this needless competition between her team and his team too. But I mean, there's no real stakes, so who the hell cares? This story also can't resist the opportunity to bash corporate sponsorship again. You would think Hollywood thinks anyone who gives money to storm chasers must be Palpatine. Hamilton's Anthony Ramos and our next Superman David Cornsweet are also in this movie, but in thankless roles. What's missed are some good supporting characters for comic relief here. And of course, try as they might, Powell and Edgar Jones, they can't really reach the kind of gravitas that two great actors like Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton brought to the original. And while the tornado set pieces are come frequently enough and get the job done, a lot of the time they don't carry the flair for the striking image like director Jan de Bont managed to do. Like for the cow, for example. There are no cows in this movie at all. So no, it's not as good as the original, but it doesn't exactly have to be. What's really nice about it is, even though it is a sort of sequel, it's nice that Hollywood hasn't abandoned the disaster movie as a summer tentpole. I hope that this movie does well and we get a few more of these. That's why I'm going B, guys. But that is my opinion. Love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. Also, if you could, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I do hope to see you back next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.